Hello, everyone. We are Team 15, ready to take you off for the Air France case study based on the data provided. So please fasten your seatbelts as we take off to our key performance indicators that will be the spotlight for our analysis. From there, we will discuss the pivot points within potential consumer decision trees before we explain how we can capitalize on them.
Thank you, Neha, for that introduction. So as we went into our analysis, we saw that there were two main indicators, impressions and clicks. These specifically are what happens before the flyer makes the final decision to choose your service specifically. When looking at the cost of this and how will it affect you, it's simple. The directions that we choose is the path that makes the impression convert to the clicks to your webpage, overall giving you the revenue that you need. Also note that how Google drives international searches, however, Yahoo is your primary domestic search engine. Clicks and impressions are similar, but however in a special way. It gives the illusion of the choice to the consumer while still seeing the repeat business when they're deciding to fly again. Clicks and impressions show a high impact when compared to each other after the event of the purchase. The more clicks we are able to achieve through our impressions, the higher the chance for business success, lowering your overall cost of advertising.
Let's contextualize that in some specific areas where there are currently a little bit of a business failing and, more importantly, opportunities for growth and improvement. As we discussed a minute ago, the actual direction of the channel matters. If you notice, it's a question of clicks and impressions. So what is the most likely way to actually draw someone into clicking on your specific service? Well, it's telling them to click on it. The fact is that right now, the majority of our marketing operations are being pushed in several directions, be that broad scope search engine optimization, like with Google, be that keywords, or be that the actual specific channels we're seeing within Yahoo. All of these are going in different directions and are not part of a single cohesive strategy. Second, the current methodology of keywords is simply not effective. When looking at the decision tree calculations, the analysis is pretty clear. None of the specific match types matter, be that an exact word, a specific analysis, or even broad generalist approaches. The only thing that actually matters in terms of what is being searched is the content that's being shown, not the fact that a specific word is on your website or anything further. Quite frankly, this is a massive waste of money in the business right now that can be cut to save you cost and actually increase likelihood of effectiveness. Now, let's talk about impressions that last. We've already talked about positioning you as an industry expert and the fact that content must be a demand on the user. Consumers want to be led into something that they're going to do. This is sales 101, and the fact that it's telling them what they want, but making them think it was their idea. So with these kind of outlines of areas where we want to focus, let's talk about how we can turn these into material recommendations that will save you money. First, we're going to directly recommend further investment into Yahoo because they have directive content instead of prescriptive content. The analysis is pretty simple. Yahoo will say you should take this flight at this time because, while Google says here's a list of 500 possible flights that could get you to your destination. Because of the fact that the user wants to feel like an expert and know what they're doing, they're more likely to take the directive content instead of taking the time. This is not only uncertainty reduction, but removes a primary pain point for consumers in a hurry. You just want to get where you're going without doing a mountain of research. This leads us into our second area for improvement, which is simplification. You don't need a mountain of keywords in your framework, or you don't really need to focus on this massive explosion of content. It needs to be something that tells people what they want, when they want it, and how they're going to use it. So by simply saying, you want this, you have a more solvent likelihood of being able to achieve purchasing now, but also in the future. This positions your service as an actual focus, opposed to something that is a one-time utility. This creates lifelong customers and actually pushes you forward. Now let's talk about one of the most important distinctions that we found when exploring the data. The fact is that Google is going to be one of the primary leaders internationally. So this is found when the actual second decision tree that we showed you, whereas a primary split occurs directly after the amount of views. So what this means is the second most important thing after the number of people who see it is what platform it is. Unfortunately, that is only true on the international level for Google. So when we break it down further to the domestic level, Yahoo becomes a clear winner, and in fact is one of the only factors that has a large-scale impact on the likelihood of purchase. E.g., the odds of you selling your service increases the more people see your service on Yahoo. With that being said, we need to recommend a much more firm and directive approach to marketing strategies, e.g. the majority of your analysis going forward, be that marketing, sales, or the website, needs to be pushed in the form of being an authority as instead of being a generalist. This means that by selling the experience that Air France has in Europe, we are more likely to be able to push it domestically inside the United States as well. With these 3 areas of analysis and the 3 specific areas for improvement. Thank you for your time today, and y'all have a good one.